Welcome, everybody. Episode 25 to the Rink podcast. Puff, number 25. Anyone you know? Hockey player.
No. Feels like a milestone, though. Quarter of a century?
Yeah. Quarter of a century. James Van Riemsdyk was 25.
Oh.
He also scored Dawson's Creek.
That's Vander Beek, I believe. James Vander Beek.
Sorry.
Yeah. Another legend.
Joke. How are you? Anyway, you had a good week?
Had a good week. Had a big. If you were an East End hockey parent on Saturday night, you were most likely at Factory Girl on the Danforth for the Rage.
I was not there. I
don't understand how you weren't there.
What's the inner club I'm not a part of here?
Well, it's a lot of it was my men's hockey league, the Teal, a legendary East Side hockey league. And Bob Acton Sports, and it was a charity event. $5,000 was raised.
Okay,
and many great. Pints and stuff was enjoyed.
I did see.
I was right at that tipsy spot.
Right, I saw you in the background holding a couple drinks. I didn't know if they were yours or you're holding them for people, but I saw some pictures on the social feed. I felt left out. I'll be honest. I did not get an invite. I did not know about it. I just knew you were going, and you didn't even invite me. So
it is a there was a max capacity, and it was a ticket. You had to have a ticket to go.
So I was just on the other line of that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, we didn't really open. It doesn't really get opened up to if you're not in the Teal. It's sort of hard to get in.
Teal being
probably could have snuck you in there.
Toronto East
and Hockey League.
And Hockey League.
Right? No, East
Toronto
East
Teal.
East End, yeah, Toronto East End.
Toronto East.
I think that's what it stands for. And
what? And
East and TEEHL.
Okay. Anyway, we'll move on. It was a busy week for you. That's good, and a good party, which I missed. So I hope it was okay.
We had a good time.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. So what about just on our side, we had the Ted Reeve back in the Thunderdome, if you will.
Yes.
We had that opening. So on Thursday, we won a 3-2 win last week over North Toronto. So that was nice. But you're right. We were talking a bit before. Fry's not open yet. The snack bar itself was not open.
I was at Ted Reeve for kids hockey, school hockey on Monday or Tuesday. And I noticed they were in the snack bar area. They looked like they were doing some construction.
Well, we're back there tomorrow. For those watching, you can see I'm in a hotel room. I'm in Vancouver, but I hope to land tomorrow in time to be back at Ted Reeve at the 9:10 game, which I'll let you know if there's fries. Because when I land back from Vancouver here, I do think I'm going to want some fries, Ted Reeve. So I'll let you know next week if they're on or not. So that's good. Tonight we got Golding Park up at the Herb Carnegie. We're running into the playoffs. We're trying to have a good position going into that. So that's what's going on with us here. So Puffy, we've got a few new news developments in the G this week. So I don't know where you want to go.
Yes.
You want to talk about the green armband first?
Sure, we can do that first.
Great idea. Why don't
so
you tell
for those who
what it is, for those that don't
know, the GTHL's come up with an initiative. Now, I did do a little reading. It was, I guess, in Quebec, they've been doing it in a few other places, but the G's adopting it. And basically it's for new officials that they'll wear a green armband just to signify that they're a new official, so that coaches, parents maybe take it a little bit easier on them if there's a call or two missed, which I think it definitely would help me. I would feel a little less aggrieved if it's a new official over one of those veteran guys that should know.
Right.
Better.
You think you'll hold yourself back. Like you're about to rage on them. You're about to scream something you shouldn't maybe, but you see the green armband, you're going to retreat. Is that right?
For sure. But
if you don't see the green armband, open game for those guys. Come on.
Oh, yeah. The sticks are coming over the board. No. But definitely words will be exchanged.
Right. I had a friend of mine from back in the day, Mr. Ryan Pound. He used to do some officiating a long time ago. And he said one time when he was like first year reffing at like 15 or 16 or something, he's like, some parent was trying to hit him over the glass boards, like reached over the glass boards and was trying to like knock him on the helmet or something like that. It's crazy, eh?
There's definitely some stories from parents.
There's lots of bad. Yeah, I think most of the bad parenting stuff you see, that like the outrage is from like an official call. 50%'s got to be from a call. 50%'s got to be from like hitting on the ice or something, like bad play against two players, I'm assuming. But the officiators, fair. They spark anger. So the green armband, we think it's a good idea for the G. We're in.
Now in the G, I'd say the average age of the referees right now is about 75. So we need to get some young blood in there,
right?
Because the game is passing some of these guys by.
Well, I'll talk about this for a second. So Ozzy, my son, he took the referee course, right? And we've emailed. I'll say honestly, he's emailed a couple of arenas around us. We have not even heard back, not even an email back to say we got it, but we're full of referees, because he's trying to be a referee. He's trying to get some time, but no one has reached out to him from the arenas that we've applied to or he's reached out to on the email. So they got to get that cycle of young kids in to do that, because I think I would he really wants to do it, but so far it's been hard to with some follow-up emails and everything, he hasn't been able to get in yet. So maybe if someone's listening,
definitely want to start doing it as well when the kids are sort of done hockey. I think I want to take up the stripes.
Okay, well, I think that's a great idea. So that's like your retirement plan, or like semi-retirement plan is like,
semi-retirement.
You're going to do the right. Yeah. I think mine's to be like a bartender at the Danforth Music Hall.
Nice.
That's that would be my halftime.
It would be a great bartender.
And then serving fries at the arena. Oh yeah. I used to do it.
Fries at the arena.
Fries at the arena in the day, bartend at night, or in the early evening, and then bartend at night over at the Danforth. Anyway.
Fantastic.
So green armband, we like. Okay, that's good. The other thing the G has announced is the 2024 U18 All-Star game.
Nice.
And so I guess we just finished the AAA U16 All-Star game. Mm-hmm. And then for those they don't know, and I don't know, so I'm going to ask, there is no U17. It goes right to U18, right? After U16, they group them together. Is that how that works?
For AAA, there's no U17. For AA, I think there is, or single A. Maybe single A there is. Okay. There is a U17 so for AAA, no.
Yeah, so this one is the 22nd edition of the U18 All-Star Festival, fueled by, who do you think?
I'm going to say Gatorade.
You got it, Gatorade. It's this Saturday, the 27th. With an A All-Star game setting the stage at 10 a.m., followed by the AA All-Star matinee match at 1, and then the AAA All-Star caps off the festivities at 4. Puck drops. All games take place on Rink 1 at the Pond. Admission to the festival included all game is free of charge. So if you got nothing to do this Saturday, head up to the Pond, 10 a.m., 1 p.m., and 4 p.m., single A, AA, AAA All-Star U18 games, and that sounds like a fun time.
I actually might head out to the U18 single, AA, and AAA games to see if there's anyone I can scout for our men's league. Start getting some new young recruits in.
This is the prime poaching area that you need, right? So starting with this, good.
You don't need to go to university. Come live in Toronto and play in the men's league I'm in.
Is there hitting in men's league? Stupid question. Maybe.
I maybe at the younger aged men's leagues. I can't imagine why anyone would want
in the plus, like plus 40.
I'm in the over 40. I don't think we have a few young guys, but we're mostly older.
And there's no hitting. So like basically hitting, you go up to U18, AAA, AA hitting. And then unless you're going to college, university, or OHL or whatever, hitting then just stops again. So then you got to kind of so if you're going into men's hockey or just fun hockey, you have to learn how to play hockey without that skill.
Yeah, right? And I think that's a struggle for a lot of younger guys.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine that, because the game gets heated, people get worked up. So anyway, the G's got a lot going on this week. We got the green armband in, and we got the U24, the 2024 U18 All-Star Day, it seems like, which is going to be a lot of fun. So it also says here that the similar to that of player follow the path of official form, starting the career in-house league programs to move through the North York Hockey League, Mississauga Hockey League, and the GTHL competitive officiating program. So they got officiators that are coming in, and they've announced that. So I don't know who's on those teams, but yeah, that'll be fun for people going up there. So there you go, the G. You got lots going on, but I will have to say that G doesn't really ever respond to us whenever we talk about what they've got going on. Just saying.
Yeah.
I would like the G to I tag them in like a lot of our stuff. We talk about them. We've
been pretty pro G. We haven't been.
We're pro G, but they are.
It could turn on them.
They got to give us some love. Like, just say "good job, guys" or something. It would be nice to hear a little bit from them, wouldn't it?
Well, they also had, because I know a lot of people have been wondering about what the playoff formats this year were going to be in the G, because since COVID, it's really it's switched around. There's been a lot more round robin formats for all ages. Some teams all ages making the playoffs. So this year they've sort of gone back to how it was pre-COVID for the most part. Now,
so can I ask a question?
Sure.
So you're talking about the GTHL has announced their playoff formats for all the single A and age groups, or like the A, AA, and AAA by age group.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even the shocking thing for me is, again, my naiveness here is that I didn't even know that there were different formats. I just always thought it was like, top 6 or 8 teams go into a round robin, they play like a best of 3 or something, and they move on. But they have different formats by age group, by skill level, don't they?
Well, definitely skill level. There is a little bit of difference and age. In the U10 to 12, it's the top 6 make the first round of the playoffs, and then the 7th place to the remaining number of teams in the league, they play a round robin to decide who the 7th and 8th seeds will be to make that next round robin. And then from there, they go down to the final 4, 2, and then they have a champion. In U13, only the top 8 make the playoffs.
Right.
And
U13 to what? U16 or U18?
Well, U13 to U18. Just the top 8 make the playoffs. Although there is one U13.
Yeah.
There's 13 teams. Top 8 make the playoffs, and they play a round robin.
Got it.
U13 AA. In the East, in the East, there's 8 teams, but all 8 in the East make the playoffs, and they play a round robin.
Right.
In the West, there's 13 teams.
But
only the top 8 make the playoffs. So if you're 9th to 13th, you're out.
Okay,
but then,
I understand now.
But then in the single A, there's 12 teams in the East. The top 8 make it. But in the West, there's only 7 teams total, but only the 6 make it. So I don't know why they didn't have all 7 make it there. But
who knows? We'll have to bring it up with the ambassador of the West, I guess. Who's that?
Yeah, he's got to do a little job of selling. And then U14 up. Or she, U14, we're not round robin, we're series. So 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5.
Right. Yeah.
So that's a change because
then it's
Barrett's had
5 or something.
For AAA, it's best 3 of 5.
Best 3 of 5.
They play overtime if there's a tie in any game.
Got it. Yeah.
Where AA and single A, it's a 6-point series. So they only play overtime if it was in that last game where if you both had 5 points and you play that last game, then they would play overtime. So you actually can play more games in the single and AA.
Yeah, because last year we were in the playoffs. I felt like we played till Canada Day. I know we didn't, but it felt like forever. Yeah, and because I know I had to give up tickets to the Jays home opener because we had a game that night, and I had tickets to the Jays home opener. And what's that, April? So that's well into April, which I guess isn't that late. But then it kept going. That was early in it. But anyway. Okay, so playoff formats, lots going on. G, lots going on in the G. Everyone's running into playoffs. Yeah.
100%.
And good. Okay. Well, listen, last week I said we could do Don Montgomery or the Faustino Toros. So I'm ready to talk about Don Montgomery, but I know We might save that to next week. What do you think?
Yeah, we maybe should save it to next week because this one is running.
Okay, why don't we save Don Montgomery for next week? Why don't we go into the rankings?
So there hasn't been a ton of movement this week in the rankings. U10 AAA continues to have G teams in the top 3 spots and 5 of the top 9 overall, with the Toronto Marlboros remaining in top spot. The Marlboros extended their league winning streak to 7 games on Monday night with a 4-2 win over the second-ranked Vaughan Kings at Scotia Pond. U10 AA has 3 of the top 10 from the G, with the EastEnders winners of 12 straight games leading G teams in second spot. This Saturday at Westwood Arena, the Ticats will face the 5th-ranked Toronto Wolverines, who have won 13 straight games. Should be a terrific matchup. Now, I'm guessing that is just like an exhibition game that the two teams have scheduled, because it's definitely not in their league schedule. Okay. Also at this age, the 7th-ranked Ted Reeve Thunder won the Oakville Rangers Winter Classic, going 6-0 in that tournament. So congrats to that team.
Nice.
U10 Single A still waiting for a G team in the top 10, with the Vaughan Rangers, the top G team, in 31st spot, two ahead of Forest Hill. Forest Hill suffered a pair of losses last week, falling 2-1 to the 48th ranked Avenue Road Ducks and 6-2 to the 82nd ranked Toronto Arrows. A lot of teams in Single A. That's great.
82. Well, that's a ton.
And that's in Ontario. And there's even more like that. Like Toronto Arrows aren't at the bottom of the rankings. There's a lot of teams.
U11
AAA sees the G holding down the top 3 spots in 4 of the top 5, with JRC in top spot. Shout out to the 42nd ranked Toronto Titans, who have won 2 of their last 3 league games after winning just 1 in their first 21 games. U11 AA now has 3 G teams in the top 10, with the Vaughan Panthers still the top G team, rising 2 spots to 4th. The Panthers have won 18 straight league games, while the 7th-ranked Mississauga Beast have won 9 straight and lead the Panthers by 2 points for top spot in the West. U11 Single A still has no teams from the G in the top 10, with the Leaside Flames, the top G team, in 16th spot. Team to watch out for is the 34th ranked Vaughan Rangers, who have won 11 straight league games and have a commanding lead in the West standings.
And hold on, they've won 11 games in a row?
Yes, and they're ranked 34th.
34. Okay. Yeah. We got to get into that math there on that one, I think.
Yeah.
U12
AAA remains a G-dominated loop, with holding 4 of the top 4 spots and 7 of the top 9. Big game coming up Saturday at Herb Carnegie, when the top-ranked and first-place North York Rangers face the third-ranked and third-place Toronto Marlboros. U12 AA has the top 2 ranked teams in Ontario and 3 of the top 5, all from the GTHL West Division, with the Faustina Toros in top spot. The Oakville Rangers Winter Classic saw an all-GTHL East final, with the 28th ranked Markham Islanders beating the 17th ranked Scarborough Young Bruins 3-0 in the final.
Nice.
U12 Single A still has 0 teams from the GTHL in the top 10, with the Vaughan Panthers the top G team, despite falling 2 spots to 14th. Big game this Friday at Oriole Arena between the top 2 teams in the East Division, when North York faces Ted Reeve.
U13
U13 AAA continues with the top 2 and 3 of the top 5 from the G, with JRC and the Vaughan Kings remaining 1-2. The 5th-ranked Toronto Marlboros are starting to make a push, winners of 4 straight games, including a 3-1 win over those second-ranked Kings on Monday night.
Nice.
U13 AA now has 2 teams in the top 10 from the G, with Forest Hill Force leading the way in 8th spot. The 14th-ranked Duffield Devils are the lone G team to make it to the Silver Stick Finals this weekend in Port Huron. Good luck to those guys. U13 Single A.
There. Isn't that the place?
Yeah, they got to do. That's the border. That's the border crossing.
That's where some games are in Canada, some in the US.
Bring your passport.
Right.
U13 Single A still has no teams in the top 10 from the G. Leaside Flames #1 continue to be the top G team, moving up 3 spots to 33rd. Big game next Tuesday, when the top 2 teams in the East meet, when the second place Leaside Flames face first place and 37th ranked West Hill at Scarborough Centennial.
U14
U14 AAA has the top 6 ranked teams, all from the G, and 7 of the top 9, with Marco Major still leading the way. Potential upset of the year, the second ranked in first place Mississauga Senators losing 1-0 to the 37th ranked North York Rangers Monday night at Paramount.
Well, no one bats 1,000.
Guys.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a huge accomplishment for that North York Rangers team, because I know they've had some struggles this year. So for them to win a game like that is huge.
Yeah, that is good for them. And Paramount, where is Paramount?
Mississauga.
It's in Mississauga.
I don't know exactly in Mississauga, but it's
Was that the old Iceland or something like that?
No, Iceland's still there. Iceland's still there. I think they're close by, though. I think it might be like a street might separate them.
Yeah, okay, yeah, right. Okay, I definitely know where it is then. Nice.
U14 AA, 3 of the top 4 spots and 4 of the top 10, with the Vaughan Rangers continuing as the top G team in second spot. The 4th ranked Toronto Eagles have been a tournament force all year long. They made another final last weekend in Oakville, where they were upset by the 34th ranked West Niagara 2-1 in the final.
West Niagara, we've played them in some tournaments. I always
Flying
feel
Aces.
Is that what they are? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's actually a cool little diner down there. I think it's called the Flying Saucer, actually, down in Niagara. That's nice.
Oh,
Good
nice.
breakfast place. But anyway, I digress. They always seem to be a pretty good hockey team, that West Niagara team.
Yeah, I think they have a decent size region to pull from, so I think they get some pretty good players. U14 Single A has an impressive 7 of the top 10 from the G, with the Toronto Eagles remaining in top spot for the 9th week in a row. Another big upset on Monday night saw the second ranked and first in the East Forest Hill Force fall to the 12th ranked and 7th place North Toronto 3-2 at North Toronto Arena. U15 AAA sees the G with the top 4 and 5 of the top 9 spots. But again, change at the top, with the Don Mills Flyers passing the Toronto Titans to move into second, JRC remaining in top spot. The Flyers look to extend their 4-game winning streak this Friday against the 4th-ranked Toronto Marlboros.
That's been a tight race up there all season.
Those top 3 teams are jumping back and forth. That's
what I thought. Yeah. Good, because the Titans were at the top for a bit, weren't they?
Yep, they've moved up there, and the Flyers and JRC have all, I think, had a piece of it at some point.
Yeah, good for them.
U15 AA has 3 teams in the top 5 from the G, with the Vaughan Panthers leading the way in 3rd. Big move for the 17th ranked Streetsville Tigers as they won the Oakville Rangers Winter Classic last weekend. U15 Single A continues its dominance, holding down the top 5 spots in 7 of the top 9, with Forestville remaining in top spot. Ted Reeve, as you talked about earlier, still in 13th despite their big 3-2 win.
Leave us alone.
7th ranked North Toronto.
That's what I'm saying. Just leave us alone, okay? We like 13.
You want to stay there.
You know what? We've established our real estate. We're going to build up some fences on either side. We're not moving. We like it.
You guys feel, though, like a team that can beat anyone.
Yeah, we can.
You're capable of beating anyone, but you can lose to anyone as well.
But we had a great game on Thursday last week. Kale and the team had these 2 snipe shots that got us in, and then a great assist for a 3rd shot to make it 3-2 win over them. And it was a fun. Yeah, they're really fun. They tear at your emotional heartstrings, which I think is no different than any other team for any other parent, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. U16 AAA now has 5 of the top 10 from the G, with the Vaughan Kings remaining as the top team in Ontario for the 9th week in a row. Team to watch out for: the 3rd-ranked JRC have won 9 straight but they still sit 4th place in the league standings. U16 AA now has just 1 team from the G with in the top 10, with the Mississauga Beast moving up 1 spot to 4th. Big game in the West Thursday night when the 13th ranked Vaughan Rangers faced 41st ranked Streetsville at Vic Johnson. Just 6 points separate the 2 teams in the West standings. U16 Single A sees the G continue to dominate, holding the top 6 spots, with North Toronto remaining in top spot. 18th ranked Don Mills Mustangs making a late season run, 6 straight wins to move into 4th place in the East. And that's it for this week in the standings.
That's good. All right. Well, everyone's
should be some movement next week.
Holding position. Well, we didn't actually have a ton of games. We've only had 1 game since we last talked. Then they have a game tonight, game tomorrow night, and then we're heading out to a tournament next week in Rochester.
Oh, Rochester, nice.
Oh, sure.
Austin's team. We're in Alliston.
Kodak.
That's where Rochester is the home of No Kodak?
I think it's the home of Kodak or Fiji. It's one of those big camera companies, I'm pretty sure. Also the home of Constellation Brands, which owns Corona and a bunch of other things.
I didn't know Rochester was a bit of
such a history. I'll let you know when I'm down there. I'll be staying at the Doubletree, Rochester. I can see if I can find out some more facts around Rochester. 3 hours, 20-minute drive, it said.
See, I always find Rochester feels further away than you think.
Right. Like you feel like it should be close. Like you hit Buffalo and it's Rochester.
Yeah, but it's not. I know what you mean. It's a bit of a...
No, there's a bit of a hike. If you live in Kingston, I actually think it's actually pretty fast. You just kind of whip around that way, I think.
Yeah, probably that would make sense.
Because Rochester is actually directly across from like Wellington and Prince Edward County. If you draw a straight line, I think it's a straight line to Rochester.
Yeah, when we're listening to the radio, as old people do in Wellington, we get the Rochester country music.
Oh, really?
Station. That's what we get. Yeah.
There you go. So there.
Yeah, I think I could probably boat there in an hour.
Let's do it. Let's do it this summer.
Just jump in. It better be a calm day, otherwise we're all dead.
So we're going to Rochester, and then Clive's got a Leaside tournament that weekend, next weekend. So we can.
So you're divide and conquer like we are this weekend.
That's right. Yeah, because you're where?
Austin and I are off to the TNT Tornadoes are hosting us in New Tecumseh.
TNT.
The rec center there, Tecumseh. We play the hosts 7:30 a.m. on Friday. I think they're trying to sandbag us there. They're trying to get us. You got to order
pizzas to their house at like 3 a.m. Keep them up. Yeah, old school styles.
We better come in hot. And then Barrett's team is heading down to Detroit area to play in a AAA showcase thing where they're going to go see the Red Wings game on I think Saturday night. So they're going to have a big weekend. Taking a bus down.
Because they're a AA team, and what do you mean a AAA showcase? So they're just going to throw themselves.
It's not like a tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a tournament. You have like games scheduled against these teams, but win or lose, you play the same amount of games. Yeah, there's no
just more hockey.
Yeah, like, it's just more.
People
hockey.
were like, "We're gonna have regular season, we're gonna have tournaments, we're gonna have silver stick tournaments," and then someone in the boardroom was like, "I got a new idea."
Yeah,
and they're like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Just another weekend where we play a bunch of teams
that we don't normally play. We're gonna call it a showcase."
And do you have to pay to get into it?
Yeah, I'm sure we.
And we're gonna
But this time, if you call it a showcase, you don't have to give them trophies.
No,
so
we needed more hockey. There. I understand. We needed more hockey, but
I'm a little jealous. I'd like to be going on the coach. I always like a good coach trip.
Okay, but the truth is, the coach trip there, fantastic.
Great.
Coach trip back is lousy. Horrible every time. I got wise to this when I was older, and I used to have a job that would take me on like football trips and things like that for like work. Mm-hmm. I was in the beer industry, as you know, and so we did this bus trip from Thunder Bay down to Minneapolis. And I'll tell you, the drive to Minneapolis was fantastic. Like party and like blah 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 blah. The ride home after a long day of football and tailgating was horrible. Yeah. So I got really smart, and I would just stay in Minneapolis and fly back.
Oh, that's really that's a smart move.
Yeah, I got smart to it.
We did a bus drive. We during COVID, we took a coach bus down to cover the Masters, and so we didn't fly. And it was fun to go down there for 21 hours, getting ridiculously drunk on the way home, and then trying to survive a hangover on the bus. Not so much fun.
Yeah. No, not so much fun. So, all right. Well, listen, we're going to come back next week. We're still trying to, we hope to have some interviews, but it's been really tough scheduling is what we're finding right now. So stay tuned for some more interviews. Getting the schedule locked in has been the challenging part, or even having Puffy respond to an email, but we'll get to that one. Also challenging. Puffy, does this work for you?
But I was a little up in the, I was a little bit up in the
I don't know. I don't know if it works for Puffy, Mr. Guest. So we'll let you know. But we'll talk about Don Montgomery. So, song of the week. You got a song before we sign off here today?
I do. My song is Dua Lipa, Houdini. Have you heard Houdini?
I'm probably. Is it like from?
It's their new monster hit.
Okay, I like it. I like her a lot. I think she's great.
It's got an 80s feel.
I'd go see her in concert.
Yeah, I would.
If she came, would you go with me?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we went and saw Kesha. Why wouldn't we see her?
Yeah, let's
I
go
always
to
say
see-
her name wrong, though, I think.
Dua Lipa?
Dua Lipa.
Is it Dua Lipa? Dua Lipa?
I don't even attempt anymore because every time I say it in my house, I get corrected. So
Yeah.
I just say her, I guess. My song is one that just came up. I used it on our Instagram story this week. It's called Trendsetter by Connor Price and Hawaii Mighty. Great little song. I think it's like a TikTok song that just went off.
Yeah.
And it got, yeah. Do you know that song? I
know the Connor Price kid from TikTok. He's Canadian. I think he's an actor. But he's got
I
a
don't
really
have
good
TikTok.
rapper. He's a really good rapper.
Is it? Yeah, that's what I took away from the one little clip I got from him. But I don't have TikTok, so it just, I get it, 3 weeks later on my old man Instagram.
You don't have TikTok?
No, I don't have TikTok.
How?
I don't know why. I don't know. I just don't. I don't have TikTok. I know lots of people that don't have TikTok.
TikTok's how I get my news now, which is not good.
I know. I listen to enough podcasts that tell me that, but no, I don't have TikTok. I don't have it yet. Although I do think we should have a To The Rink TikTok, which someone else has to run because I don't have it and I don't know how to use it. And then Ozzy said he was going to run it. He never really did anyway. So.
Yeah, Ozzy would be our hope because I don't know how to run. The only thing I know about, I don't put anything on TikTok. I just watch TikTok.
Just watch TikTok. Anyway, well, there you go. If anyone wants to help us out and run the To The Rink podcast TikTok account, give us a call. Also, count out to anyone. If anyone has any good, bad, crazy parent stories, send them in to us because I would love to hear some good, crazy parent stories as we're in the back half of the year here. I don't know why I have a fix-in for that right now.
We could judge if they're actually bad or not. As far as if we
right, because there was a bunch more fines this week. Was what
there?
we got talking about. I think I saw some more fines around what was going on, and I was in a discussion around it, and then I was like, I just want to know more. And this father on one of our team was talking about a time a guy threw a slushie in the middle of the ice, and it was all red. And they had
God, that's terrible.
Yeah, and another one where two parents fought at the charity golf tournament and stuff so.
That's all right.
No names in, but I do love a good story like that. Who doesn't really?
The one thing is, as a parent, you should never be responsible for a delay in the game. So by throwing a slushie on the ice, or we had a parent earlier this year open a door and start yelling on the ice. If you want to be do not slow down the game.
Delay the game. That's a good rule. That's a good first rule. Good first filter for sure. We had a parent years ago. I'll tell mine real quickly. She opened the door and walked onto the ice up to the ref.
You can't
a good 15 feet onto the rink. You can't do that mid game. Walk on. No.
Never
Anyway.
accept.
All right. So we want those stories. Everybody, thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. It's been a real great time doing these. So we're going to keep doing them. It's a lot of fun. We hope to have some interviews soon. Other than that, listen to us on all platforms and YouTube, and follow us on Instagram. And we appreciate it. Puffy, anything else for the week?
No, just go Ticats.
Go Ticats. There you go. Go Thunder. Go everybody. Have a great week. Stoff, thanks so much for doing this. We'll see everybody soon. Take care.